Alright, I'm going to show you how to do a couple of these polyatomic ion questions in case you're having trouble. We'll start off with a few of these on top, and then I'll show you how to take the formula and turn it into the name. Let me put some... I'm going to show you how to do a few of these in case you need help. If this still isn't enough, just stop. We'll do them in class together. And these are polyatomic ions, and polyatomic ions are ions that are formed from more than one element. So usually we're used to something like Na. I'm actually going to change that color. This would be +1. We might have Cl -1 or Mg +2. It's a single element. And then these work together. Something like Mg and Cl would give you MgCl2. But here we have something a little different. We have multiple elements forming this ion. So an example would be nitrate. NO3, it has a charge of +1, so you have 1, 2, so you have nitrogen plus oxygen forming this ion instead of just 1. And you have nitrate, you have phosphate, I think that's a -3, you have ammonium, NH4, and that's +1. And those are just some examples of them, but this all together forms this charge, and you always want to kind of remember that they go together. So when you start getting subscripts you're writing after the number or the element, you don't want to change the 3 on NO3. It's going to go on the whole thing, however it goes. But I'll show you here in just a minute. So that's kind of an introduction. And so if we look at, we'll do magnesium nitrate. So the best way to do it is you just write the two ions. Magnesium is going to be +2. It's going to join with nitrate, NO3, and it's -1. So these numbers go to each one like that. And so magnesium is going to just be 1, so we don't need to write anything. Then nitrate's going to get the 2, and we just put it in parentheses and write 2 after it. We never mess with this 3, because if it becomes NO6, it's not nitrate anymore. So if a subscript, which is the number on the bottom of the formula, is written, you always put the polyatomic ion in parentheses. So that would be how you write that, MgNO3 2. And let's look at another one. How about ammonium chloride? So here we have ammonium. That's NH4. It's from ammonia, which is NH3, but it's a +1. And then that's going to form with chlorine or chloride, Cl, and that's going to be -1. So these are going to cancel out, so we just need to rewrite it then, NH4Cl. If you wanted to, you could put this in a parenthesis to remind yourself at first. It wouldn't be wrong. And let's look at one more here. Okay. How about aluminum sulfate? So we have aluminum, Al. We should remember it's a +3. We join that with sulfate, which is SO4. And then the charge of sulfate is going to be -2. So then this 2 is then going to go to aluminum, this 3 to sulfate, and then you get Al2SO4, and that's going to be in parentheses 3. And that's how you write them. Let me know if you have any questions on those. Then let's do a couple of these naming ones. They're a lot easier, I think. They're not much harder than the other ones. Just have to figure out what the elements in the polyatomic ion are. So if we got this one right here, we'll circle it. This one right here, this has sodium plus nitrate, so it's called sodium. And then you're attaching this polyatomic ion, so you don't have to worry about I. You just put the name of the polyatomic ion, nitrate. And then if we look at this one right here, this is CS, cesium, and then we have CrO4, which is chromate. So this would be cesium. And then the same, just write the polyatomic ion, chromate. And Those are a couple examples. Let me know if you need further help. Be glad to work with you after school, during class, whenever you need, just so you completely understand these. And hope that helps.